Hola, welcome back to Cerveza Boyz 14. I'm not sure what that is in Spanish, but one day I will learn. And just to let everybody know that I will be in South America in a month.
Colombia,
I'll be
baby.
an official Cerveza boy. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good, I tell you, Chase, that was a good little set of fights this last weekend. I
No,
enjoyed
there
it.
was a good fight. There was one good fight, and it was fucking Chimeav versus Burns. That
It
so
was a war, baby. I loved it.
I appreciate Chimeav going over and jumping into battle, and he tried to
Yeah.
take him down. But did you know Burns was a 4-time world champion jiu-jitsu fucking champion, world champion 4 times.
No, I didn't know that.
You can't stay
Really?
on the ground with someone like that. So that completely negates Chimaev's biggest strength by far.
Mhm.
So he's like, fuck
Mhm.
it, I'll stand with this guy. That was bro, that was a bloodbath on the feet.
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean, I do think Chimaev did win it, but
he
it was
won.
close.
He
It
won.
was close. Like,
It was
like that
close.
was a battle, man. Like Gilbert definitely had a couple of those rounds.
Chimaev don't move his head. Like
No, he didn't move it at all.
the head just sits still. It's like, brother, move it. Gilbert was throwing these huge loops, but they always hit because that head didn't
Yeah.
move, man. Yeah.
Yeah. He has inexperience. He was a wrestler his entire life. And the truth is, his striking, he's only got a couple years under his belt.
Yeah.
He's got to improve. He needs to hang out with a boxing coach or something like that.
He's got to move his head more. I was impressed by him though. He got the shit done. I thought
So
it was.
Kobe's is Kobe next for him?
Did you see how he was sitting on top of the cage as fucking
That was
Burns?
cool.
That was cool. That was
Yeah.
so cool. I was like, that's what you do, and you think you're gonna win. That's fucking
I'm
great.
surprised nobody's done that before.
That
That
was
seems like a great move,
boss shit. Boss shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is the question. Colby versus Khamzat. That's what they're saying. So odds are that's gonna happen. Look, man, Kobe's not a knockout artist. He ain't gonna knock. He's got decent boxing. He ain't gonna hit hard as Burns.
I'll be honest. I think I'd pick Kobe.
In 5 rounds, just from
I
attrition.
think I would pick
from
Kobe.
attrition. From
I think
attrition.
so. I think so. I really do. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody is still maintaining their respect for Khamzat, but the hype has died a little bit. You know,
I think
a little bit. We've tempered our expectations.
He's okay with going with the ground with Kobe. He's a lot bigger than Kobe. I think he could probably take Kobe down, but in 5 rounds, that's hard to say. Kobe's a cardio machine. I don't know.
If somebody can find a way to improve his game, I think he needs to go with some legendary coach. Like if Khamzat can go to some legendary coach.
No, I disagree. I think
Really?
I think it's already like the level up thing because Burns negated his biggest ability, the takedown. He said it in the interview. He's like, look, I got him on the ground, and this guy, he seems like he could submit me. He's looking for that arm. He's like, I just decided to stand. I was like,
Right.
okay. So your main way of it's like Khabib not being able to take you down and knock you out. It's just gonna fuck everything up. With Colby, I think he has no problem being on the ground, on his back, or on top. He doesn't care. Colby's not gonna submit you. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just really the attrition. He might knock Kobe out early. Although I do love Kobe. I love Kobe.
If you're forced to do the bet, who you got?
I wish he'd just fight Usman, but he's not ready. I'm like, why not? Why not, man? Fucking.
I'll tell you, it's a business decision. It is a business decision. You want to milk that Khamzat train as long as you can, and if he beats Usman, that's it. That's all the money you got out of the division. You want to keep him in the division, milk him before he goes up and fights Israel.
That's how do you gauge that? How do you know which fight to get? Is it Usman or is it Colby? What if he can't beat Colby? Then what happens? How much money do you lose?
Hold on. Which one do you think is going to make more money? Kobe versus Khamzat or Usman versus Khamzat?
That's hard.
No, 100% Kobe.
No,
because people don't care about championships, as the Gilbert Burns Khamzat fight proved. People don't care about championships. They care about the story.
Well,
and who always delivers when it comes to fucking stories? Kobe. Kobe is the man when it comes to drumming up hype for a
fair,
fight.
But we're dealing with the pound for pound champ. Technically, it's Usman. Usman's cleaned the division for the most part. He's just looking at rematches. So
that's true.
It's a bit different. You got a hype train against your best champion. That's big money. But is it Colby or Usman? Which is the bigger draw? Ideally, you want both. You want him to beat Colby, then you want him to take on Usman.
That's what the UFC wants. Exactly.
Makes
sense
it's
to me.
so if it's 50-50, you're not sure who went. Yeah, you have him fight Colby, then you have him fight Usman. Yeah.
You see the logic there.
Yeah, I do. I've seen the light.
Yeah.
So
but there were other good fights too, man.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
Oh,
First
come
off,
on.
There was that fucking Aljamain Sterling. I fucking hate that.
That's not the one I'm talking
about.
No,
well, let me just hit on it real quick. You fake a fucking injury to beat champ. And all right, you won round 2 and 3. You had his back. You didn't fucking do anything. You didn't punch him. You didn't finish him. He lost 4 and 5. And I rewatched that first round. Oh, Aldo landed a couple more punches? No, man. You ran the entire round and Jan nailed the better. But that was, to me, I watched it twice. Jan won that first round. I don't fucking care what anybody says. That was 3-2. It was not a 10-8 round and 2 and 3. And yes, I hate Aljo, but he didn't inflict any damage. You can't get a 10-8 if you don't inflict damage. He was never in danger.
Even Dana White admits it's bullshit.
Everybody hates him. You can't fake your way to a title and then win a bullshit decision. It's nauseating. Let's not even talk about that division. He's a useless person. He's a useless individual. Let's go to Volkanovski. He killed the Korean Zombie.
Yes. So I know that it's one thing to it wasn't a fight like Gilbert and Khamzat, but holy shit, that was domination. I mean, that was domination.
That was Korean Zombie landed like 8 punches, maybe. I mean, it was a beatdown.
It was humiliating. Like that. It was one of those times where I was like, thank you, Herb Dean. Thank you for stepping.
He did the right. He just grabbed him from behind. He's like, stop.
Enough
of this shit.
Like we're
getting what was Zombie thinking? I mean, what was that? First off, it's clear that you underestimated his speed, and you look so skinny. It's like you're going up against the guy that was 215. Put on some muscle. It's your last shot at the title. What are you doing?
I was watching this fight with a bunch of expats. We're all watching it. We're all hyped up after the Burns and Khamzat fight and stuff. We're watching this, and we're looking at it, and all we can think. Everybody commented on his body, like, is he all right?
Yeah,
he looks like he looks like. They kept saying this. He's like, he looks like an Asian. And they mean that in a negative way. Like he looks like just a skinny little Asian dude. Like nothing to him.
It's pathetic. And if I completely agree. I mean, if you're, I don't understand that in your head. This guy was 215 playing rugby. He's got unbelievable power, and now he's cutting down to 145. God. You better jack up,
dude.
Like you're gonna have to jack up.
So I didn't know about the rugby thing until I was watching the fight. One of the guys showed me him playing rugby. Have you seen what he looks like?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like he was a machine, like just pure giant, thick fucking legs. Like
who can beat him at that weight? You can't beat him at that weight. There's no way.
Oh my God, man. That was unbelievable. It was a masterclass. It was utter domination. I haven't seen something like that.
Let me see that. When Max Holloway fought Volkanovski the second time, Max lost a split decision, but Max won that fight. It was 3-2. Watch he won the first 3 rounds. Volkanovski won the last. It was a clear 3-2. It was just a shitty judging. So, I mean, props to Max for how good he is. But last night, that fight, Volk, he looked like the pound per pound champ. That guy, he destroyed him.
And which brings us to the all-important new news that one Henry Cejudo is making a comeback. You're Chase's favorite fighter.
Your favorite fighter, too.
The champ. The champ.
Triple champ. Triple G. He's nauseating, man. He's not a stupid guy. Look, you won the title. I don't think you beat Demetrius Johnson. You got gifted a split decision. You won the 135 champ. You think you're gonna beat Volkanovski, the guy that was 215 playing rugby, and you fight at 120? You're not gonna. Please put that fight on. Please.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like when Rocky is watching the videos of Ivan Drago like killing people in the ring. That's what it must feel like when you watch that Volkanovski fight. Just like, oh my God,
does Henry really think he could take Volk? That's crazy. He could beat Sterling. I have no problem with him beating Sterling. I would love that. Sterling to me should be erased from history. That guy's just pathetic.
You gotta admit though, I thought Jan was like, I know he has his methods of kind of slow and steady, but I thought Jan would come out there ready to kill.
Jan fought like an idiot, and he was stupid the first 3 rounds. But he left that first round way too questionable. You got look, when he fought smart the last 2 rounds, I'm just going to stop the takedown and punch this guy. He dominated.
It was just like the other fight.
It was just like, this is easy.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you fought too emotional the first round. You got dumb. Jan's clearly the better fighter. I mean, if there's a third fight, Jan wins that 100% of the time. Sterling is just a disappointing champ. He faked the fucking injury. The way he approached it was terrible. And then he where are the haters now? I'm like, bro, you fucking milked the victory. You didn't try to knock him out. You ran the whole time. You're poor. He gives me like a LeBron James feel. It's like I want to hate him. You know what I mean? Has nothing to do with them being black. It's the fact that they're just pathetic. They're just pathetic excuses for men. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not a good champ. And I think Dana recognizes that too.
Yeah, that's why I like Day's like, I had it for Jan. Yeah. Yeah. We'll put this on some undercard sometime and hopefully just forget about this guy. Yeah.
Hey, I still enjoy
watching.
Let
Henry, whatever his name is, fight Aljo. I bet he beats him.
That's a great fight. I would love to see that.
I'd like to see Henry win. And then I'd like to see him fight Volkanovski and get crucified. Fantastic. Fucking great. It's funny how the UFC has become my favorite sport. I was so looking forward to that event. Looking forward to it.
Do you know what I think is happening? And it's been slow. It's been like the slowest evolution from Dothan, Alabama to like international venues. But let me tell you, man, I was watching that fight. All of the dudes, like we set up a TV here in the hotel and stuff. Everyone came to watch the fight. Like, all the dudes came to watch it. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking UFC has a potential. It might become like the sport.
But
it might become the global sport, man. It might.
I see that shooting up. I see this podcast shooting up, and then I see me leaving this podcast to go work for Dana. That's how I see it happening.
We have our new PR man, Dr. Chase Conrad. You can address your questions to him.
Left Sterling, did he win that fight? No, he's useless.
No.
Next question.
10 push-ups before I answer your question.
Yeah, Tubby, shut the fuck up. I'm kind of torn on that Khamzat fucking Covington fight because I like them both.
Yeah.
I really like. I love his confidence. I'll smash you in the first round. I'll beat you. I love that. I love a guy going into like a champion, be like, "Fuck you! I'll fucking finish you in the front." I'm like, yes,
yeah,
thank you. And I love Covington. I love him. Wish he was my son, even though we're pretty much the same age.
I wish he was my son.
He's my brother. You wish he was your brother too.
Everybody does. Come on, little Colby in your life.
He's a true American. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to those fights when they come up.
Fantastic.
We'll end it there, folks. You guys have a good one.
Adios.
See ya.
Senors.